Aloha, it's Carrie from the Womb Bookstore, and I'm back with another message to contemplate this week. Okay, so last week's message was about authenticity. I hope that went over well for you. When I was contemplating it, I came across some YouTube videos about Anthony Doerr. He's the author of All the Light We Cannot See. And in his videos, he talks about his process of creating that book and how he went from having just an idea of wanting to talk about the light spectrum that us as humans cannot see, to wanting to talk about radio waves, to wanting to write a book about with the main character of a boy and a girl. Like in his process over his 10 years of writing the book, he just, lived life and found little pieces of the book as he went along, little pieces of the puzzle. So he visited a place and he was like, oh, I want to set my book here. He read an article. Oh, I want the boy to be similar to this person in this article I just read. And it's very interesting to hear his story and how he put it together, how it was very authentic to him and his lifestyle and what he experienced, rather than trying to meet deadlines or have a formula that he followed. So if you feel called, re-watch the message from last week and then look up Anthony Doerr. Okay, now to this week's message. First card is King. Kings are leaders. They have people in their charge that they care for. They're the ones who step up. Next card is Saboteur. So this card says, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So it's all of those, negative thoughts that pop up in our head when we're called to be outside of our comfort zone, like, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I don't have this skill, etc., etc. And the last card is Alchemist. Alchemist, or alchemy, is about turning one thing into another, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So I really like these three cards because it's talking about a process here. It's basically saying, all right, King, there's something in your life that you're good at, that you're being called to step up and really step out there and lead in, whether it's teaching a workshop or stepping up in your family, or just something that you are called to give to the world. But that is making you uncomfortable. And I think that this is a normal thing to have those self-sabotaging thoughts come up in your mind. It's like, okay, like, what do? I don't have this certification. I don't have this degree. I don't know, how to do X, Y, and Z. How am I going to do this big dream that I have? And the question to contemplate is, what do you do when those self-sabotaging thoughts come up? Do you alchemize them and say, all right, I don't have this degree, so let me go and get it. Or I don't know how to fill out this paperwork. Let me get someone to help me. Or this grant, I have no idea how to apply for this. Let me go and take a course that teaches about grants. Do you do that? Or do you delay? You say, nah, I'm not. Yeah, I feel called up to do this, but I'm not going to do that. Like, no, that was a mistake. I'm not going to listen to the voice inside of me that's saying I should go and do this or pursue that. Or do you just altogether not just delay it, but say, no, I'm not going to do it at all? Or do you just delay it and say, yeah, maybe later, I'll do it later. And not only that, the question to contemplate is, what do you do after you have these self-sabotaging thoughts? But if you do decide to delay stepping up to be this king, if you do decide to delay or not be the king, then what happens to this king energy within you? I'm really getting the Lion King and how Simba, he left his post, he left his home. He was supposed to be king, but he was not. And even though he was living a nice, comfortable life with Timon and Pumbaa, there was something missing for him. And so you're being asked to contemplate, if you don't step up, then how's that going to affect you? What's going to happen to that king energy? What do you do with it? And that kind of leads me into the song for today. It's actually not a song. It's a poem, and it's called Harlem by Langston Hughes. It goes, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? Wow. Deep message to contemplate this week. Thank you all so much for listening. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, go online at thewombbookstore.com. You can actually send us a message or email also to book a reading. I do in-person readings here at the bookstore on Thursdays. And you can book one online with me to be delivered via video if you do not want to come into the store. All right. I'll see you next week.